Mr. Wiggly, I acoustic, yo. Hey, step inside, I give thanks and the highest praise. Ground myself to my earth, connect out the space.
Hello and welcome to number 27 in the amazing Mr. Wiggly live streams. I'm not sure if I can keep this up for more than about 5 or 6 seconds. My name is Dominic Hawken, aka Mr. Wiggly. I have an amazing guest today who is called Sensien. I'm going to kill this reverb because it's a little bit noisy, which means that I have to find the right mixing desk to do it, so I'll just carry on for a moment. Hang on, let me press this button. That's better. Everything's back to normal again. I'm going to put my costume on later to celebrate the wonderful thing that is Halloween today. Lulu has just made it back from trick-or-treating, which is brilliant because I had a bunch of questions lined up and a picture of her to show on screen, which wouldn't have been quite the same. So she's eating some toast downstairs. That's going to be cool. She's going to be coming up later for the quiz. We have Sensien in the studio today to talk to. Now, he is always in the comments, so if you're kind of chatting in the comments with us and one of our guys, good guys, then brilliant, thank you very much for that. His real name is Mark Hakonen-Meddings, or Mark to his mates, and he's behind Holonic Systems, which is kind of it does a lot of stuff. It's complicated, and that's half the problem, I think, in something trying to explain it. But basically, it'll take external triggers like the weather, the wind, the traffic, the data from somewhere, and turn it into MIDI or OSC data, which allows you to control synths. So the best thing I can think of to describe would be you could hang your phone up on a piece of rope and let it sway in the wind, and the sensor in the Holon app in your phone could send MIDI to a wind chimes sample in your keyboard. So you could have real wind-generated wind chimes. But it obviously goes a lot deeper than that. Hello to everybody in the chat. There's a whole bunch of people, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm really sorry to the people in the chat that arrived an hour ago. Our time zone changed literally this morning, and I'd forgotten about it when I put the time on the broadcast. So although YouTube got it right with its countdown clock and everything, my times are probably out when it comes to I wonder what that was. Someone's making a fairly spooky steamy noise in the background. My time zones were out, so I do apologize for that. I know a couple of people popped into the chat a little bit early, but hello to Andrew Brooks. Your books, Mr. Brooks, are on their way to me. He won some a wonderful synth books with Gaz's stream a couple of weeks back, so we're going to be auctioning them off for Lulu charity. So hello to you, hello to Jan, hello to Alto Z, that's nice of you to join. Sonic Link, Inky the Cat, hey Inky. Inky is our moderator. We only have one, we only need one because everybody is so nice in this place. It's just untrue. But be nice to Inky or she'll kick you out. I don't think she's ever had to kick anyone out yet, but there's always a first time, especially as it's Halloween. We've got Ben Breslin, Solitic, Omumut, OMHUMT, Inky, great for later vibes. Paul Otola, Dr. Synth, hello to you. Azio Head, Sasquatch, as always. For once, we don't have Sensing in the charts. Native VS, loads and loads of good people. Robath, lots and lots of you guys donated with super chats last week, which is amazing. I'm going to say thank you to you in a second. The Mr. Wiggly horn is in full effect, but I've been quite clever. I've put the incinerator over the top of it so it isn't as loud as it used to be. So basically, if a super chat comes in, this thing fires off. I've got a picture of it here. Let's just drop that for a second. So that is the Mr. Wiggly super chat machine made out of an old microphone, kind of one of those kind of soundproof microphone things, and Halford's horn set, and it's super loud, so if a super chat does come in, it just goes crazy. But now it looks like that because I've stuck the incinerator. That's the real incinerator behind the plugin that I released over the top of it. So now it just sounds kind of warm and incinerated, which is fabulous. But we appreciate any super chats or anything that comes in through the show, particularly if Lulu May's here, because all of the money goes straight to Great Ormond Street Hospital, which is Lulu May's fave, best charity in the world. And literally the chats are absolutely firing in. Oh, I've forgotten I still had this filter on. I better take it off. Hold on one second. Yeah, here we go. So that all went off. Hang on a second, I'm still on the picture. because those super chats have just gone crazy. So thank you very, very much indeed. So £5 in from Wagyu. You are too kind. So thank you very, very much. £5. Oh, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. Thank you so much. It's just going crazy. It is manageable though in these headphones. So Wagyu, thank you very much. David Serchek, thank you very, very much indeed. Andrew Brooks, you shouldn't have done for Lulu May's birthday. Thank you, sir. It's Lulu May's birthday soon. I can't tell you when because it may come up later in the quiz, but it is coming up very, very soon. And thank you very, very, very much to Ben Breslin for 10 euros. That's so kind of you, Ben. Thank you. We really must try and get together something going in real life here so we can meet up with everybody and do something. Adamski, I can tell this thing is going to fire off as well. Thank you, Adamski. It's absolutely wonderful. All of this goes to Great Ormond Street, which is just brilliant. There's a thank you video here to everyone who has given donations since we started up to the start of this show. So I'll just run that. Thank you so much, everyone, for being there and for doing this. It's just absolutely brilliant. Let me just drop this off so that we can run the video.
Hey, step inside, I give thanks and the highest praise. Ground myself to Mama Earth, connect out the space. Within the hallways of the heart, the mind and the state of being that I am as I vibrate. At a ring, oscillate like horse crystal, Mama May. Earth, brother, I know run solidly saying, I'ma say our heart is the product of something. We'll let it shine away, overlap and envelop each other and love and like this. Simultaneously synchronizing synergy, symbiotic and sacred geometry. Contemplate the symmetry and this imagery as we integrate the knowledge. This wisdom, see what the symbols mean and bodies for the temple be. Where the life force energy resides in the chemistry. Bioelectric being the top and indefinitely. Receive and perceive the physical machinery. Conceived by the source, recognize that it blessed be. Rolling and I can't breathe. Conscience living never hurt me. One love.
And once again, thank you so much to everyone in that video. It's just utterly brilliant. Pretty soon at this rate, this video is just going to be like running all the way through without a live stream. But thank you so much. Anyway, without further ado, Lulu May, like I said, is back. So we will be doing the quiz soon. But first of all, live in the chat is the wonderful Mark Hakonen-Meddings. So hello to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh. Yes! Big up. Thank you very, 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 very much, Synth Addict. Here's a spooky and a loud thank you for all the content. That's so kind of you. So kind of you. Welcome, Mark. How are you, sir?
Thank you. Good evening, Dom, and thank you for having me on. And I have to take this off immediately because I am actually losing weight here.
This could be the new diet, I think. There he is. So if anyone hasn't actually seen Sensien in real life, then this is Mark
face reveal.
Sensien. Yeah, absolutely. Why Sensien, out of interest? Did it just pop into your head and that was the first thing that happened?
It's kind of a slangy term in Finnish, meaning instead of or alternatively.
Your wife's from Finland, right?
Yeah. I used to hear it all the time on the TV and I was like, what's that word?
Sensing. It's good. I assumed it was something to do with sensing the well, it is something to do with that, obviously, but that's cool. So, we started talking because you were like, I kept saying to you should come on the stream, or mentioning it in chat every now and then, and a particular thing came up on Sonic State and you said, I'm involved with something like that, and sent me the Holon app, which is the iPhone app version of Holonic Systems thing. I'm going to try and do this in as simple a way as possible. We will do a proper video, not a live stream, in the next 2 or 3 weeks about Holonic and what it can do, because you end up going down a rabbit hole because the possibilities are so huge. However, there is an iPhone app called Holon, which is really, I suppose, the sensor part of Holonic. So you can wave the phone around, it will know where you are, you can walk into a building, you can do stuff, it will sense altitude, that kind of thing, and convert it into MIDI or OSC information. OSC is kind of MIDI, another method of controlling MIDI synth, so let's just call it MIDI for now. Is that right? Have I That's of got the...
Basically right, yeah, but the editing app is called Holonist, and Holon is it's a free app which is just has a sound engine in it, so it just runs on its own. You can't edit it. But that's a free app. Anyone with an iPhone, it's just Easy to use. Has a massive.
So that will make a sound itself. So literally,
that has a massive PD engine inside it.
So give me an example of what I could do if I just had the iPhone app itself as a really simple thing, a really cool thing.
The Holonist one.
Yeah.
Well, a really simple thing. Okay. Yeah, well, you could connect it to a bunch of running equipment and then just like have a pretend D-beam.
Right.
If you like.
Oh, cool. So Roland used to have this D-beams. It's gone down in history
Yeah.
a little bit of being slightly comical, but it would be
Yeah.
like that on top of your synth, and you would do...
No, you'd have to move the phone.
Right. Gotcha. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I was demoing a D-beam. So
Yeah.
this is the Sensien version of the D-beam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you can do X, Y, and
X, Y, and
Z
Z, yeah.
coordinates. So left,
Yeah.
forward, backwards, left, right, and up and down.
Yeah.
And send that, I take it, to control a filter or an oscillator
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
And what's coming out the other end? How is that connecting to my synths and stuff at the other end?
Wi-Fi.
So it's Wi-Fi MIDI.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the other end, let's just say I've got my Behringer 2600 or something with a MIDI socket on the back. What do I need to connect that at the other end in order to
Can I
send
say
it stuff?
WIDI?
WIDI, you can. I think, not sure if Failed Muso is in the chat, but you have to take a drink. But no, that's okay. Yeah, so WIDI will do it, will it? Okay.
Yeah, you can just stick one of these in like anything, and away you go.
Okay, really
You
cool.
can play it and then just move your phone around.
It's WIDI. Everyone's now taking a drink.
Yeah, good.
Is there a printed version of a bingo
really.
card for these streams? There should be, really, shouldn't there?
A bingo card.
Cross off the bingo thing. We should do that and apply it to all the streams, to
Yeah.
Ranz's, to James, to the ProSynth Network, Gaz's, everything. We can just have a download download it. Sonic Link is saying, is haptic feedback the same thing?
No, that's when you can feel something.
So that's when
you
you've
click
got
a button.
gloves and it vibrates and stuff. So this is kind of the opposite then.
Yeah, I guess it's the opposite, yeah.
So
Yeah, I
you're
guess
effectively you're moving something. In this case, an iPhone. You're using an iPhone as a controller to generate stuff. So I suppose the wind chimes example is a good one. You could hang your phone up, like I said.
Well,
Let it sway around. Is that kind of?
you could, but we prefer to use these small sensors.
Gotcha. All right.
A small little button thing the size of an AirTag or whatever, but these are a lot cheaper than hanging your phone up. And they have a built-in temperature gauge and things like these. These are MoveSense sensors.
Okay. So can you just hold that a bit nearer the camera so that we can see what's going on? And that's called did you say MoveSense?
MoveSense, yeah.
And that's a similar principle to an AirTag, is it? That it will connect.
No,
to...
no, it's about the same size as an AirTag.
Okay. And that connects to Wi-Fi?
This connects with Bluetooth to your phone.
Right, okay. And that will send position
Which is
data. What kind of stuff will it
This
send back?
has the XYZ axis, magnetometer for direction, and
Okay.
then gyroscopes for the movements.
Cool. All right, can you turn your mic up a little bit because they're all...
Oh, really? Okay, I'm really
Yeah,
loud
just
in my
bang
head,
it
and
right up.
you're quite quiet.
Okay. Well, yeah, just bang it up now and then we'll tell them, let's see if they... excuse me, we will see if they say
Okay.
that it's distorting. How's that, guys, in the chat?
Is that better?
Hopefully. Hello, Failed Muso. You missed the WIDI. We just mentioned WIDI, and your name came up obviously because you're the WIDI man. Welcome to the WIDI man. Okay, so move sensors. Let me move Failed Muso's comment out of the way. So that will Bluetooth to your phone. It will then send. Just list out the stuff that it the stuff that it senses.
Yeah.
And what does it sense in terms of different things?
If you have a heart rate strap, it will work for you. It'll give you a heart rate, a very good one actually. And then, like I said, the XYZ axis of position, and then of movement.
Brilliant. And so your phone then
And
has
temperature.
the app on it, which will then convert those movements and positions and temperature and so forth into something that can then be converted into MIDI.
Exactly.
WIDI. I don't know if the number of times you say WIDI means that you have to take a lot of drinks, but we might end up with be quite drunk by the end of the stream, I think. Hey Ken, nice to have you along. Hey Adamski, thank you for joining. Hey David Serchek. Can it sense fear? Yeah, it should do, really.
Well, yeah, because your heart rate will shoot up. It certainly senses excitement. If I'm practicing something and I'm using my heart rate, and then I think to myself, "Well, that's a good idea," like subconsciously, then my heart rate goes up a few BPM, and then all of a sudden, like,
that's really
this
cool.
Feedback loop.
So what's the hardest bit here? So what I'm thinking, you have things that sense environmental movements or temperatures. You have a phone at the moment or something in the middle that will take them in and turn them into something else. So they'll take a sensor that says, okay, I'm moving this up. I'm going to make a volume go up on my synth, and that squirts out as MIDI. I'm guessing it's the thing in the middle and how you connect the sort of matrix between what's going on in the real world and what you want it to do. That's the complex bit, right?
Yeah.
And how
you just do that in Holonist.
And Holonist is the central environment that does that. So can you, and I'm sorry to keep going back to it, but just to explain. So Holonist is a central environment. The app is called Holon.
No.
Sorry.
Holon's a separate app.
Gotcha.
It's
all right. So just take me from the beginning.
Version with a built-in PD engine. It's
right. So Holon is an iPhone app that demonstrates the whole concept with built-in sounds and all the rest of it. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And Holonist is this entire system.
It's the editor.
Okay. And what does that run on?
iOS.
So everything is iOS based that you've got. Okay, so everything can be run on. I guess a decent iPad would be the best central kind of.
But iPad's very good in the studio. Yeah, it's a bigger screen and it's easier to use. Yeah, but everything runs on my phone as well. I personally use Mirac a lot, and that also runs on my phone, so I can make patches on my iPad, send it to my phone, and then just walk down the street with everything like changing with my change of position and if I'm facing the wind or whatever I've chosen. Nice.
I mean, Adamski's asking how you set up the parameters for movement resolution. Maybe if I just put up the video. We've got a video here of the one where you were moving. Let's have a look and just see if I can find it. What was going on? 1 second. I mean, in general, if you can talk us through the basics. I'm just trying to find that video that you sent, which had you gesture sequencing, which is kind of a Minority Report kind of thing. Oh, here it is. Let's just run that one. Okay, so it's quite dark, but so this is pretty cool stuff, right? So you're effectively, that is it, the iPad there sensing your movement that's doing it, or you've got. Okay, cool. So you didn't even use the movement sensors on that one. That's amazing.
No, they're just the two move sensors.
So I guess the key bit is the user interface and stuff. So back to Adamski's point of how do you set the parameters to movement resolution? Can you take us through that a little bit?
I'm not quite sure what you mean, Adam.
Well,
movement resolution.
As in, if I'm literally, how do you do it? So I've got the wind, and I've got one of your sensors blowing in the wind. What does it look like when I want to actually make that affect a filter noise or play some MIDI notes or something? How complex is the process of having the idea and actually taking it to work?
It's not that complex. For that example, I would generally use the magnetometers, the directional things. They're on 3 axes, but generally you're only moving through 1 axis if it's hanging, but then you just have a 0 to 1 for that, and then you send the output of the one direction to one thing and then the other direction to another thing.
So in the interface, there's literally a one-to-one
Yeah.
mapping type of
Yeah.
environment. Okay,
Yeah,
well, that's really
yeah.
cool. And how complex can you take this stuff? Because I've seen stuff that you've done with a modular, because it strikes me at modular, when you're talking about MyRack as well, is a perfect, those kind of self-generating ambient long jams seems to be an absolutely perfect application for this.
Yeah.
I think, haven't you got one that just sort of runs in the background?
Yeah, I use it a lot. Yeah, it's generated from weather readings, but then I mess with them with time. So
Wow.
I'll open a VCA for each sequencer individually for like 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. So they all just keep changing and interplaying over time. Then by the time they've been through half an hour, the weather readings have changed again slightly. So it basically...
That's just amazing. Is there any way we can kind of see what that looks like? Have you got any camera angles in there and being able to... Or anything really, because it sounds amazing.
I'm not sure if I can get the iPad screen. Well, I
Not
guess
to
if
worry.
I unplug it.
It don't break anything. It just sounds so good.
That's my clock.
Oh, was there a lighting gag on in the background as well?
Yeah, I just triggered one. Yeah. So if I show you quickly, that's the MoveSense. Where are the weather readings? That's the speed and direction. Where are the weather readings and the time readings? Here we go. I'm not sure how well this will be picked up. I guess
just,
the brightness
lose
may
that.
be an issue.
Holy. Yeah. No, that's amazing.
No,
So
that's
what am I
the
looking
wrong
at
way.
there?
Oh, no, I've touched
It's all right,
it.
you're scrolling. Is that my rack I'm looking at there?
Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
yeah.
You've got to treat
So we
us
have a
like
suite
dummies,
of-
I think.
We have a
'Cause I'm
suite of
definitely
plugins for them for Mirac. Try that again without touching anything.
Okey
It's
doke.
hard to see.
All right, so that's
So I
my rack,
think-
which is a virtual modular system, which you can literally plug modules left to right to wherever you want with by hanging wires on them, Reason style. And so, is there a
Yeah.
module in there that you've developed that will act as
Yeah,
an
there's
interface?
the Holonic source, which has it's an 8 input. I have temperature, cloud cover, humidity, wind speed, wind direction, air pressure, sun elevation, and moon elevation. That's in
Wow.
this one. I don't.
Man, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
fantastic.
these get sent to something a bit like a sequential switch, if you like.
Yeah.
So instead of like having your notes dialed in, you
Yeah.
just let this do its job, and you take the output from that, and you can attenuate them so you get a different or transpose one so you get different sequences coming out of each one.
Wow.
And then instead of just taking it directly, you take it into a little mixer and add in a bit of time or a bit of movement, or generally a bit of both actually. So then you end up with a sequencer that plays itself, but if you happen to walk with it or move it, then it also responds.
This is really, really brilliant from everything. This is so hard to explain, isn't it? It's where it sort of starts to fall down, because you could take this into a school, or make an art implementation of it. You can use it, for dancers. You could take it as a science experiment and use sound as a way of measuring stuff. You know what I mean? So you can listen to pictures and it has.
Yeah.
Applications in maths, all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And when we were talking about it, the app is where it's at. So we'll need to let everyone know where the app is so they can go and grab it and just play around with it. But it's almost hard to know how you package this thing as a product, I suppose. I hate to productize everything. It's a concept with so many applications that it's really hard to break it down.
Yeah.
Tell us. Let's just rewind a little bit and tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get into music and that kind of stuff? What brought you here?
Into the
Rewind
late
just for a
70s.
second. That's cool.
I was 12 when I saw Our Friends Electric on Top of the Pops. It's
Oh,
kind of
nice.
changed my world.
Wow. I think it probably did for many of us here.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a second. Sorry. Now we've
A
got
reasonable amount of people are around my age, I think.
Yeah, I
Kind
think
of
we
affected by
are.
that. Funny thing is, I have no memory whatsoever of Bowie being on before that and Roxy Music after him.
No,
memory
I
whatsoever.
think you're pretty much the same age. I discovered Bowie through a friend of mine after that period as well, actually, with Hunky Dory, which is very true. We have someone else has arrived in the stream. Let's see if the camera's right. Give me a second.
Hey, Lulu May.
Hello.
Did you get plenty of sweets?
Yes.
Has your dad nicked half of them yet?
I haven't even seen half of them yet.
They're all here.
Don't tell him that.
Inky says that she thinks she's given away your birthday date in the chat, which is fine because we knew that people knew it anyway, which I think was going to be one of the questions. So we've got a backup question for that. But just before we go on, and let me show you this. Look at this. Hello. How cool is that? There's a better one though. Hang on, because they haven't seen this. Let me just find it. Goodness me, the stuff. There you go. How about that? What do you reckon? We can do the two. Not impressed. The weird thing is the eyes sort of drift. There you go. They drift off down the left-hand side of your head.
Nobody ever wants that.
Not impressed at all. Yeah, Uncle who? Oh, Festa, right.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I pause the 70s thought then because we'll make the most of Lulu May's time while she's here. She's back to school in the morning. So, yeah, the eyes is weird. So we'll jump in on the quiz first, I think, and then we'll come back and talk in depth about this other thing. So, are you ready for this quiz? You've kind of seen it before, I guess.
Absolutely.
Anyone new in the chat, very, very big welcome. Mr. Wiggly Eyes. Oh, no, that's someone's mentioning. That's Paul Artola. That's not someone in the chat, because that would be a great chat name if you want to call yourself Mr. Wiggly Eyes. Mrs. Wiggly's in the background. Can we hear you, Mrs. Wiggly? Yeah, we can hear her. So she is also... Oh, Kent Spong! Kent Spong, can you tell me what's wrong? Kent Spong is just the best. Kent Spong, 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 Kent Spong. Turn the horn off, he says. That's a good chap. Ken, thank you so much. Honestly, you might have missed your big thank you. I think a few people were late in. I'm just going to run it again because, honestly, the people here have been donating so much money. So, yeah, just check this, Ken. You're listed here, and as is everyone else who's been watching. Thank you.
Hey, step inside, I give thanks and the highest praise. Ground myself to Mama Earth, connect out the space. Within the hallways of the heart, the mind and the state of being that I am as I vibrate. At a ring, oscillate like horse crystal, Mama May. Earth, brother, I know run solidly saying, I'ma say our heart is the product of something, we'll let it shine away, overlap and envelop each other and illuminate. Yeah, simultaneously synchronized this energy, symbiotic and sacred geometry, contemplate this imagery, and this imagery as we integrate the knowledge, this wisdom, see what the symbols mean and bodies, what the temple be, where the life force energy resides in the chemistry, bioelectric being the top line indefinitely, receive and perceive to the physical machinery, conceived by the source, recognize that it blessed be rolling and I can't breathe. Conscious living never hurt me. One love, energy and sex.
Well, thank you very much. That was very kind of you. Oh, I should have some reverb there. Thank you very, very much. No, seriously, Ken, you are an absolute wonder. If anyone has very expensive, broken, vintage synthesizers, and Kent is the guy that they need to go to. Luna May looks weird as well. How about that? Wow. I didn't realise it did two faces. Too scary. So we'll flip that off. And you are super generous. So big thanks in the chat, as to everyone who's donated today. I mean, it's absolutely wonderful stuff. Thank you so much. I didn't check what we were before I went live, but I think we must be close to £500, which is just outstanding for everybody. So thank you. Anyway. Everyone in the chat, anyone who's new, we do this quiz. Lula May does an amazing quiz with kind of questions you probably need to be telepathic in order to get. So we'll give it a go. And basically chime on in, Mark, if you can, but it's open to people in the chat. Mrs. Wiggly keeps control over what's going on because the chat sometimes whizzes past so quickly it's impossible to keep track. Quite often you might put something in the chat and think you've got it first, but someone else might be in there first. It seems to come through in a different order sometimes, but make sure you're viewing all chats rather than top chats, something like that. Inky will know in the chat.
Can we just show the chat my top? Because everyone's asking about what I'm dressed at.
Yeah, hold on.
It's like a zombie jumper.
Oh, yeah.
Zombie jumper.
Well, whoever said that has finally got Mrs. Wiggly on camera. When are you going to dress up in the jumper? Oh, yes, I got one of those. Whoa. Okay. Jim Glue, horn test, you are marvellous. Oh, I forgot to say, because I think it probably got missed, that I've done a brilliant thing. I don't often do a brilliant thing, but the horn used to look like this. Now it looks like this. I just put the incinerator upside down over the top of the horn, and it's actually quite manageable now, which is just epic. So everybody's happy. So thank you for that. Anyway, right, now it's time. Now it is time for the epic quiz. So eyes down. Okay, so here we go. Oh, that is not the quiz shot, is it? Let me just get rid of that. Whiz. There we go. Off we go.
What's the scariest monster in Minecraft?
What's the scariest monster in Minecraft?
Mr. Blockhead.
Ooh, no. Hey, algorithm.
That's a question for one of my kids.
Someone got it.
Someone's got it. Oh, my word.
Oh, the creeper, the big green one.
Got it already, the creeper. Absolutely brilliant, Random Mind Stroke. I mean, that is incredible. I just wonder, I thought Inky was trying to get in touch with me, but I'm guessing that's the scariest monster in Minecraft. I was thinking, what do you want, Inky? How can I ask away? Wow. Got to be fast for that one. So there's a point there, please, Mrs. Wiggly, for Random Maestro. Okay, you got that one? Okay, so stand by, everybody. Eyes down. Hopefully this one will be just a little bit more hard to get. Okay.
Oh, this one's the birthday.
Or try it.
Okay.
See who gets it.
How many days till my birthday?
4. 3. Can I keep going?
Yeah. Oh,
2.
Wagoo's in there!
Oh, beaten by the wags.
Oh my gosh, the quiz is going to be short today, isn't it? At this rate. My word. Well done, Wagyu. Really, really good to see you winning again, which is fantastic. About time we need Ty back in the chat. In the chat, actually, he's so good at this. Episode 30 is on its way soon, so I'm kind of hoping maybe we can persuade Ty and Kent and Inky, maybe even Mr. Nick Bat or someone to come in and do the 30th show would be quite cool. Anyway, all right, we ready for the next one?
Yep.
Okie doke, here we go.
How many clothes am I wearing?
We wearing. This is both of you, so I need to just push up a picture here. This is the number of clothes that Mrs. Wiggly and Lulu May wore. I've got a picture here somewhere when they went out trick-or-treating earlier. So I need to keep an eye on the chat here.
24.
7. No. 7 from Random Maestro, 6 from Sasquatch. 13 from Dr. Synth.
There's got to be layers under there because it's too cold.
Oh, Sasquatch has got 7. 12 Will Joseph. No one's got it yet. Kent sponsors 18. 19 for Optical Trace. 9 for Sasquatch. Nope. Oh, someone's got it. Oh, Morgan was even earlier. Morgan was the first one. Yay, Morgan, you got it. They whizzed past so fast. Absolutely brilliant. Now, to me, that doesn't look like... It looks like you've got more than 10 clothes on there, I have to say. But I have it on good authority that they counted and they wouldn't cheat on things like this. So yeah. You didn't count underwear? Oh, no, that's not right. I would definitely say you need to count underwear.
12.
Well, you got 2 socks.
Is it one pair of socks or 2 socks though?
Oh no, 2 socks. That'll add about 6 more. Oh, we might have to have. Oh, I have to have a recount. Forgot the shoes, I guess. Well, hey.
Shabby.
Didn't have any shoes. Well, at least that's something. Oh no, you see, the question wasn't how many clothes have we got, not counting underwear. Fat Dust said that. So how many was it, including underwear, Mrs. Wiggly? We need a recount. I'm gonna have to scroll back through the chat.
16.
16.
Including 2 socks.
Including 2 socks. Okay, I'm scrolling. There's going to be a recount here. So Solitic had 17, so he was close really early on. No one's hit the 16 mark though, I'm sure. Will Joseph had 16, Inky had 18. I can't find Will's, hang on. I'm sure he's in here somewhere. There's so many answers. Kent was on 18. Will Joseph, did he have 16? I'll take your word for it. He seems to have had about 50 goes. Will Joseph with 16, congratulations. Okay. Next question time. Hold on. There is so much scrolling around now in this.
What colour is my pencil case?
I'm going for a candy pink.
Go.
Or
Wagyu got
purple.
16. Wagyu, everyone's saying to Mrs. Wiggly that Wagyu got it. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, absolutely. If the chat say Wagyu, that means, didn't Wagyu get the last one? Congratulations, Wagyu. Have a double one. Thank you very much. So Wagyu, whoops, very, very sorry to let you down. So we've got running. Oh, where? Robert, Fat Dust, Hetch got the rainbow. Just checking that no one else got it beforehand. Get Wagyu probably put it in first. No, it looks like Fat Dust is the boy. Well done, sir. Well done. I cannot believe how fast these questions are whizzing through. This is crazy. How many more questions have we got?
Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, those are not the ones at the bottom, up here. I think there's only 2 more, isn't there?
Yeah.
All right, we'll save that one for last.
No, there's only 1.
We've got 2 more questions. Yeah, the bottom one and that one. So let's do the next question. Well done, Fat Dust. Stand by. I like Vermilion. I think that was quite a good idea. All right, the next question is eyes down. Here it comes. Cue Lulu May. You eating sweets? Just eating all the sweets.
How many sweets are in...
It's the other one, because we're going to save that one till next time.
How tall is Mummy in millimeters?
There you go.
1,753.
No, but not a million miles away. Good guess. It's lower than 1,753.
1,614.
That's close. Oh, I think that gets it, to be honest. But not you, I'm afraid. But 15, I think Ben gets it. He's very close. I mean, it depends how close we want to go. But Ben is very, very close with 1567.
I can't read. I haven't
Oh,
seen all
you
the
get-
chats. I'm just going to repeat myself.
Someone's even closer.
Are they?
No,
This
that
one.
one.
This one. Yeah. I think we'll give it to Failed Muso. He's only a mil out. 1,005. Whoops. You okay? 1,576. Well done, sir. The amazing Rob Puricelli in the chat.
Waves of good in respect.
Yeah, don't forget to check out the Pro Synth Network podcast on Friday evenings with the most amazing, incredible selection of guests, actually, including our very own Kent Spong. But they had some amazing people. Keyboard player with Simple Minds was on Friday, playing his riffs and stuff. It was incredible. And Rob is behind that. So, yep. And also, clearly, he knows to the nearest millimetre how tall my wife is. It's good to know.
A bit of a concern.
It's good to know. Okay, we have one last question from the quiz. Are you ready? Okay. Are you going to read it out?
You're not showing me.
Oh! I am so sorry, sweetheart. How about that? I'm so sorry. For anyone listening without visuals on the podcast, I made a fatal mistake of not having Lulu May on camera in the quiz. Go on then, you'll go.
How many sweets are in my bucket?
Can we see the bucket? Okay.
Give it a shake. Oh, yeah, you can. Oh, there's a lot. Oh, wow. Is that what you got today?
Are we including packets? Is a packet 1 or is a packet 30?
A packet is 1. This is Wrigley rules. You give it a. How's that what you collected in one evening?
There's one less because I ate one.
There's one. Do you want to include the one you ate?
Yeah, I have. Let me put another one in.
I'm going
Okay.
for 57.
Have you seen any in the chat yet, Mummy?
No, not yet.
All right, so
I don't know the answer actually.
you don't. Okay, so Mummy's going to have to. I don't know. Hopefully, be looking at the chat or be whispering it.
Will Joseph
Will Joseph
is close.
is close. So let's have a look.
49.
He had 36. Is that close then? The one before was closer. I need to find out what was his closer one before, please.
It's going too fast.
Oh, I don't know.
42.
38 Sasquatch. Is it more than 40, Mrs. Wiggly? All right, so it's less than 40. Whoa. Can you see it yet? Hang on, I'm waiting for the... But I said that!
Yeah, there's too many numbers in there now.
46. Sasquatch was close to what, with 33?
Oh, Sasquatch got it.
32 Sasquatch! Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. So does that mean I think Sasquatch has got the most... Didn't he get like 2 or 3 there? Wagyu got 2. Sasquatch got 1. Do you know everyone apart from Mark?
I was just going to say, am I the first guest to have 0 points in the quiz?
Oh dear. I think you might be.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh. It's either Mrs. Wiggly and Inky, can you confirm? Oh, no, Rob Fatdust was the first one. Actually, I think that's true. But even Rob Fatdust got the answer on this one.
Oh, I've been known to get a few right online. Yeah. It's different under the lights.
Yes, it is very, very different. Very, very different. Oh, Fatdust is amazing. Anyway, cool. Thank you so much to everyone in the chat. I need to kick off this reverb sound. That's better. Did we have a joke? Did we have a joke? Yeah. Do you want to pick one of those jokes just to see?
Oh, yeah.
We'll add it like a question
these
to the
are from
quiz.
the crackers. So that
From the crack.
that was at the Halloween party.
Oh, okay, cool. So that was actually meant to be that noise. Let's do one more question then, see if anyone gets it. Pick one you don't think anyone's going to be able to get.
Okay. think I'll do the one that I had in my cracker.
Okay.
Which ghost is the best dancer?
Which ghost is the best dancer?
It's pun time. Oh my goodness. Poltergeist.
Oh. Has he? Yeah. Oh, Jan Setter. Yeah, Jan Setter gets it.
Boogie. Nice one, Jan.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Another joke.
Another joke. Go on then.
Okay. Who won the skeleton beauty contest?
Skeletor.
No.
Should have been.
It should have been. You're right.
Chat's gone quiet.
It has. I think everyone's left, haven't they? Our viewing figures are dropping. Oh, that's it. That's the one for me. I've just found my new look. Hi.
Do one on me. Do one on me.
If you
Oh,
lean
nice
into the
eyes.
camera. I know. What could you want then? Red wings, big eyelashes, and cute horns.
I'm glad everyone likes Poltergeist. I agree.
No one's actually got it. They're just amazed at my beauty.
That's not it.
Oh, I've forgotten what the answer is. Where is it?
I
Which
forgot
one is
what
it?
the question is by now.
Oh, who won the skeleton beauty contest? Oh, and actually, I think you're right. People saying Sensien needs a point for Poltergeist because that really is pretty cool. Poltergeist for the dancing thing. There you go, I've got a skeleton on my
Well,
shoulder.
I've googled it. I know the answer now.
You've googled it.
You have to use all available technology, right? So nobody's got this, right?
Nobody. Yes, very, very good. We'll give you that for. I cannot condone googling the answers to this. So hold on. Please don't bang the microphone because all it sounds is like in my head. It's not a set of drums. No, please don't. Cool. Okay, so Mrs. Wiggly's going to be putting some makeup on me later with my amazing Halloween eyes. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Is that it for the quiz? I'm sure there's some other stuff that needs to be done.
There's a few more jokes.
I think we're probably. Is there a good joke?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do one more joke then, and then you've got school tomorrow, so then it'll be time for bed. Okay. Okay.
What kind of mistakes do spooks make?
What kind of mistakes do spooks make?
Accidents.
Oh, that's worth half a point. There's definitely some cracker reading going on.
These are the ones on the Halloween party.
Oh, they were crackers at the Halloween. There are no good jokes. What always terrible. Ghostly errors. What kind of mistakes do ghosts make? Mistakes. I like that. Waggy's on fire.
No.
Talking of being on fire. Ah! Who? What? Oh, more. And now I hope you haven't started a Googling a Googling thing. Boo-boos. Very, very good. I'm kind of trusting you.
As if that would happen.
That is a very strange look, Lulu May. He says. Okay, big round of applause in the chat, please, for Lulu May. Big up the chat. Thank you so much, darling.
Thank you, Lulu, mate. Sorry to be so bad.
Are you going to say goodbye? Hang on, I need to zoom the camera in. There you go. And zooming back, hey, in onto Mrs. Wiggly in the background. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Lulu May has left the building. How many sweets before bedtime? 21? Right, okay.
Seems like a fair figure.
Let me put on the that video again. Actually, it's only short. The controlling video where you're conducting everything, because it gives us a really good idea of kind of what's going on. I think that kind of shows everything to its best degree. And breathe. That was manic. That sounds so cool. That really, really, really does sound amazing. And it's kind of hard to explain unless you see, you know, what's going on in that video, which is basically kind of conducting a modular with your hands. That patch, there's loads of people in the chat saying, that patch, man, how did you do that? I mean, what's going on there? Without going to complete breakdown.
Sure, yeah, but the simplest breakdown is the percussions from the modular, and the excuse me, other synths are just the MIDI stuff. A couple of Junos. And
what you got back there, hidden behind you?
If I turn around, because I have my chair.
Wow.
There's a Matrix 1000, a Dope for Dark Energy, a Juno 6, a Juno 106.
Nice.
Recently serviced.
The 106?
Both of them. The Juno 6 has got MIDI in it now, and the Matrix has a new ROM chip in it.
Oh, lovely. I'm about to sort out my 106 myself, because one of the voices went down, you know, when you play the note. And
Yeah.
oh! Thank you very much, Fat Dust. Got 2 points today on the quiz. I can afford it. You're very, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Fat Dust.
And one consolation point.
Incidentally, we could share our success, Fat Dust, which is, I believe they were Adam monitors. I'm sure you'll post it in the chat. One of Fat Dust's monitors went down, and it was going to cost a lot of money to repair. They're fairly well known, and it turned out that the amp board that they use is a fairly common board that you can buy off the shelf, and so it was about $100 instead of sort of $300 to get it repaired by buying a third-party amp board made by a very reputable manufacturer, which got me thinking that you could probably make your own speakers using boards like that for $100 because they're really high quality. They're made by Bang & Olufsen, these boards, actually, so you can buy an off-the-shelf one. So $200 buys you powered speakers, Adam or Adam A77Xs. So basically we had to look inside, but sort of virtually, with some photos of what was going on inside his speaker, because I do some repairs and stuff, and it had really burnt out the power supply section of the board, like proper burnt it out. So it was kind of like, you might be able to repair this, but all the PCBs were peeling off and that kind of stuff. And then we looked at the boards, looked online, and you could literally buy them off the shelf. The Sasquatch seems to know about them. I guess people like Kent would know about it as well, B&O boards. They're just very, very high quality amp boards and a really fabulous kind of repair for next to nothing. You literally just slot it up. The board was $130, even bulk buying them. So yeah, Adam is wrong. I know, Wagyu. It's like Iraq. Yeah. Completely wrong. So thank you Fat Dust, for the donation to Great Ormond Street Hospital. It's very, very kind of you. What I was going to say was, Juno 106, the voice board failed on mine. So they have 6 voice boards inside. So when you play 6 notes, bum 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 bum, one's missing. So you identify the voice board, you can slot a new one in, but it's usually the beginning of the end because the boards are coated with this kind of compound that you have to take off with acetone and kind of soak away. But there are these things called something slingshots that have been manufactured as replacements, and I can't remember the first word. So I bought 6 new cards to go, 6 new boards to replace all of them. So I'm going to give them a go sometime in the next couple of months, get them in there and actually see what they sound like. Because I love the 106. Absolutely one of my favourite synths, honestly. If you've ever heard stuff like... probably best if you could see me, stuff like Fascinating Rhythm by what's his name, he produced Madonna albums, all sorts of stuff. What's his name? William Orbit. Yeah, that's the guy. So much of his stuff, particularly the early stuff, came out of Juno 106s, those kind of really quirky synth noises. Really, really good. Really. Anyway, I digress. So let's just rewind a little bit to what got you into music in the very, very first place.
Yeah, it was that Top of the Pops Gary Newman thing when I was 12 years old.
And did you want to be him, or...?
I don't know, but I really liked the sound of the synthesizers. I didn't know what they were. I was like, what the heck was that noise? I remember phoning a friend and saying, like, did you see that guy on TV with a pile of organs?
That was... I've probably said this before. There's a review somewhere in some magazine when I was playing keyboards with a band, and the singer played keyboards as well, and it said the singer was somewhat obstructed by the size of his organ in front of him.
Nice problem to have.
Yeah, exactly. So what did you do? I mean, I'm guessing you were like, I don't know, sort of 13, 14, 12, 13?
I was 12.
12, right.
Yeah.
So that's quite an aspiration, because I don't think you're going to be able to afford anything at that age.
No, but by the time I was, let me think, Simon and Chat might help me here, but we were about maybe 14, and we had some things then. I still have it, an old Korg micro preset and a little drum machine. A friend had a CS5, then we had some Casio stuff and a Korg MS-10 and things like that.
So was the band going at school, basically?
Yeah, we were still at school and we were playing in the local discos and things, yeah.
And what sort of style stuff? So a little bit like the Tubeway Army stuff that you were following?
Oh, that's a difficult one. We didn't have any sequences or anything, so everything was like kind of hand played and kind of repetitive, but we were young.
Right. Yeah, of course. No, I think it's amazing. Gosh, at that age... I'm not sure I would be able to have even afforded anything of that. Thank you so much, a random maestro. Oh, thank you. That's so kind of you. £20 again towards Great Ormond Street. It's really, really cool. I really appreciate it. As does Lulu May. I think they're going to start a special kind of collection going at school as well for this because it's doing so well. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, at school. I don't think we had anything at school. There's certainly, I wouldn't have been able to afford keyboards. At that time, what was out? Presumably the Junos were out or coming out. There was a kind of breakthrough, wasn't there, when the Junos and the Poly 6 and the SH101
may have come out around then, but that was out of my range for a few
years.
Of
course.
I bought this one second hand about 85, I think.
Cool. And then moving on through school, you caught the bug. You were in bands, or
yeah,
what
I was
happened?
in many local bands for quite a few years. I don't know, 7 or 8 years, I guess. Then I moved to London, started painting a lot, got more into like house music and warehouse parties and things like that. And I moved to Finland,
nice.
And I was basically doing some techno. Released an album over there.
Wow, what year was that?
98, that would be.
Oh, cool. Is that still available?
I don't know, probably from some dodgy.
Probably not streamed, right?
There's probably a couple hundred copies in a warehouse somewhere. I don't know.
Fantastic. And what kit were you using back then?
An Ensoniq EPS sampler.
Oh, I love those.
Still also have.
Love that.
A Kawai Q80 sequencer. Just still have. I don't get rid of many things.
Wow. No, me neither.
A bass station, which I still have, but it's not happy at all. It's the strangest not right synth that I've ever seen. I was doing lives with. I would just sample the Juno and use samples of that. Basically with a sequencer and with a sample full of drums and stabs. Bass station and EPS and a sequencer.
Oh, fantastic.
Old school.
Yeah. And were you kind of independent on your own? Or were you playing with other guys?
I was on my own for a while, and I started doing stuff with other people over there.
And what's the scene like in Finland back then?
Oh, it was really strong back then, actually. I don't know what it's like anymore. I haven't lived there for a long time now, but at the time it was really good. There was plenty of clubs and plenty of places to play out, and labels.
Fantastic. Is it
Interest.
quite expensive to live there? It's like, I know Sweden's quite a high cost of living. Is Finland in a similar bracket? Or
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
were you working at the time? Or?
On and off, yeah. Some live sound and theatre work and
Oh, nice.
things like that.
Awesome. And so, I'm guessing now, presumably you met your future wife, got
In
back
London
to the
already.
UK.
That's why I went to Finland.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then at some stage travelled back, continued your musical career.
Yeah. Not so much to continue musical career, started a family. It was only a bit later after that this kind of thing started to ramp up
Right.
again, and yeah. But again, this whole Holonic Systems thing is not actually my idea. It's a good friend of mine, Uwe. It was his idea, which we talked about at length, and I was kind of querying, like, how is a musician going to use this? But it took me a long while to realise that you're not the conducting musician. You're just part of the circuit.
Right. So what appealed to you about this then when you understood it? What are the key things that you go,
Well,
this is amazing?
Our early tests involved basically just a chest belt, and when we got it working, it was kind of hacked through a modular through Ableton Live. We had some Python scripts things in Max for Live,
Right.
and when you see people like blowing and there's like huge waves of synth sounds coming out, then you start to think this is actually quite interesting.
It just seems untapped. I mean, the theory of the whole thing is relatively simple, external events trigger noise, right? That's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the difficulty is, A, how do you make that work? But B, I guess, how do you make it work in a creative way? Because it's not simply turning something on and off, it's the dynamics of that noise. I guess the other challenges are, how do you make it, like to Adam's point earlier, how do you engineer an interface to make it actually possible for people to do it without going right down the rabbit hole of being just too complicated? And then thirdly, fourthly rather, what do you release? You've got so many juggling balls in the air, effectively,
Yeah.
saying, well, it can do this, and it can do that, and it can do this.
Well, the original idea was to build the Holon app. That was meant to be the final product, and it already does a tremendous amount of things. It uses iOS activity types, so you knows when you're static or walking or running or automotive, cycling, things like that, and it switches patches and it switches synth engines in real time as you walk along, and then you get in your car, then everything kind of changes.
Man, that's
So
amazing.
this was the original plan, but we realised when we were building it that like I had to make too many decisions, and I was like, well, somebody might want the opposite to happen if you sit down, or somebody might want it to get louder as it gets darker.
Yeah.
So we realised that we were making decisions which other people should be able to make for themselves. So then we decided that we would go for the editor route and let people make these decisions and build their own products. The problem is the PD engine took me over a year to build, so it's not really like a 10-minute. Oh, I'll have a go at this. I'll build a PD engine.
Right, and when you say PD engine, what are you referring to? Sorry, so people in the chat. It's the musical engine or the generating bit?
In Holon, there's a PD patch in there.
Which is the thing that makes
Pure
the sound?
data.
Or the pure gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, just so that people understand, because I'm kind of stretching as well, trying to understand. So the pure data bit is the data
The
that it's
engine.
reacting to. That's the audio engine. Okay,
The audio
cool.
engine in Holon, yeah.
All right, so the bit that makes the sounds took you a long time to put together, and what exactly does the pure data bit consist of? I'm not familiar with pure data as a thing.
It's
in music anyway.
Do you know what's the other one called? Max MSP. It's
is it
a
like
version
that?
of that? Yeah.
Oh,
it has to be the
okay.
vanilla version for it to run on a phone.
Okay, so Ableton Live with Max MSP is the bit that you can kind of program and build stuff in, and has a nice sort of some people say nice interface, and it allows you to create stuff and do pretty much actually along the lines of the thing that you're describing. It was kind of designed for artists to trigger drums by banging planks, that kind of stuff.
It has this really, really nice part where you can literally just switch parts on and off, so there's no CPU being used. It's
Gotcha. So you built an entire version of that on a phone as an engine, a lot to make your app work alongside the bit that you were actually building, the clever bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, like I say, this was the original. This was the original idea and the product, but then we thought, well, maybe it's best if this is just like a demonstration. A free version that people can try it out and they can figure out things are changing.
Yeah, of course. It's difficult deciding how much or how little people can do. And when I did the Snuggle Sounds app, I didn't want it to just have sort of 20 different pieces of music that you could choose. Also, if you want to play 20 pieces of music all night as one linear track for each of the 20 tracks, there's not enough space to store these things properly in an app that it takes up ages. So I built an engine that effectively played samples and layered samples cleverly over each other, so it would have a theme underneath it, which would have different sounds, but it would play them in such a way that it wouldn't repeat itself, if you like. So it was almost like a random sequencer, but cleverer than that, if you like. And that's similar to your kind of building this, but then you start thinking exactly like you as well. I want to give people some element of control over what they can do. Do they want to make it busier or faster or slower? And then you start building this thing, which is basically a door, really, a controllable thing with sliders. And then you think, hang on, I'm actually building something to make people sleep. I don't want them spending all night wiggling these things, Well,
that sounds really relatable. Yeah, that's the same kind of thought process that we went through.
Yeah. And I mean, in the end, I left it with a joystick. So generally you could go, but you'd have a background noise and some music. So you might have waves and then some nice ambient bells or something. So you could fade between the two, left to right. And up and down would generally busier or less busy. Let's just do it like that. It would depend on what particular music it was.
Right.
And even that sometimes felt a little bit too... I mean, when I tested it on people, they were like, oh no, I don't touch that. It looks a bit complicated, And so, well, okay, that's fine. If it works for you, that's fine.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you open something up with knock yourself out. Isn't it amazing what just like, this is too much,
I know.
And that's that. Max MSP's like that. in general, you can do a lot of stuff with it, and I don't think many people do a lot of stuff with it, to be honest, because it's quite complex in what it offers you. You have to come from a programming mind. Any questions in the chat? Very, very gratefully received. If you have been asking them, I have missed them, so please ask them again. I'm just trying to catch up, because without Mrs. Wiggly in the room keeping an eye on this stuff, I do miss it. So the current state of affairs is the app is out there, and it is amazing, and it will make sound depending on the environmental inputs and movement inputs and stuff that you can get on it, and it's doing okay, I guess. It's out there and it's doing its job. Its bigger brother, is that right to say?
Yeah.
Is what state is that?
Oh, that's out. That's Holonic.
Sorry. Thank you very, very much indeed. To Will Joseph, thank you, sir. That's really, really kind of you. Really, really kind of you.
How did that trigger my lights?
Did it? That is amazing. Brilliant. So actually, that's really cool. Actually triggered your light. Well, there's nothing apart from Sonic connecting us. It's triggering a web server in the house, but it's very useful question from Fat Duster. Thank you very much for that. We'll come to that in
I'd have to go for the famous French one. I'm struggling for the name of it now. Epoisse.
Hang on. Which one?
Epoisse.
Epoisse. Okay.
Epoisse.
The
one that's illegal to take on the public transport.
Oh, right. Oh,
in France. It's fantastic.
I'm not a cheese fan. To get this kit fitted to a parkour chase athlete. Parkour. Parkour, yes.
Yeah. Oh, you could record them as well. There's a recording function inside Holonic, so if somebody's doing some crazy things, you can mountain biking or jumping out of a glider or something, or parkour. That would be great. Yeah, you get some really nice.
That is a really good idea. So like you say, you could put it on a racehorse or something. You can literally record the movements and then take it back and play with it. Can you do that on I missed what it was. Can you do that on the mobile, the app version, the basic version?
No, the basic version just plays.
So the basic version is a standalone unit that does it to give you an idea of what's possible.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to connect it up to like you're doing, then you need the larger version.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And that just that is available as an iOS larger version.
Yes.
Best run on. It'd be great on an iPad or whatever. And
it's great on an iPad in the studio.
Is that chargeable?
If you have extra sensors, but obviously if you don't have sensors, then you need to move things around.
And is that chargeable
on an iPad?
Oh yeah, of course. Is that a paid version?
Yeah, that's I think 13 or 14 euros.
Oh, okay. Well, and that gives you everything that you've just done. That's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's probably. Well, I think I said it when we were sort of previewing the thing. It's probably one of the greatest things that I've never heard of. I think the profile isn't at that level where people are actually talking about it. Because Inky in the chat was saying, "Oh yes, he does that. That's amazing." He's never mentioned that kind of stuff. I think that the next couple of months' mission is to get people actually out there and doing it. I mean, that one video, and there's a lot more around. We'll post it under this video for links for people to follow. But the whole concept, if you like, will be a video of itself, which we'll put together over the next month or so, just to kind of tie it all in together. But hopefully people here have kind of seen the complexity of everything. But from a personal point of view, I think a video like that, where you're firing off stuff, maybe a thunderstorm outside, whatever, actually, it's like a Jean-Michel Jarre style concert. I think he's done something like that. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, I'm not sure if he actually ever really did that though.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. Let me just whiz back down through the chat. Whilst I'm doing that, I mean, what are your next steps at the moment, apart from obviously talking it up and
adding an audio engine into Holonic, so I can't really elaborate on too much, and adding more sensor inputs, because can never have too many sensor inputs apparently. I can't go into too much detail on them, unfortunately, at the moment.
Is there anyone out there using it of note that you can say that not necessarily famous, but people using it?
Yeah,
to good
there's
effect?
people. Yeah, I could maybe send you some links. There's a significant portion of people using them for like dance performances.
Oh, cool!
I think
that's useful.
every time we put them on a dancer, they just melt. Like, I don't have to follow the music, I can make the music. Like, it's
Wow.
a big deal for people, especially if they want to do some kind of contemporary dance, and they go
Okay.
crazy for it.
I need
We've
to see
had
this
quite a
because
few
I'm.
people doing that from all around the world, South America and Italy. And
Oh, that's brilliant. I've only really seen the stuff that you've mentioned and that you've sent
sure.
through to me. So that is awesome. Hey, BG Ollie, thank you for joining. You can catch up at the beginning anytime you want. If you missed the live stream with BG Ollie that we did a couple of weekends ago, that was awesome. Absolutely lovely, amazing guy. Random Maestro, drop me a DM. I used to be well connected in the parkour scene. Yes, please. Love it when this stuff happens. Thank you. So if you wouldn't mind doing that.
I'm not sure if I can imagine somebody. Well, I guess the phone has to be somewhere very tightly strapped. They'd probably get some excellent readings from
Well,
that.
they often put it on the helmets to film, right? I guess they're GoPros on.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Where's he based? Well,
I don't know, random. Yeah. No, brilliant. Just pop us a note. See where you're back in the UK now. You're not in Finland, are you?
I'm in Belgium.
Oh right, sorry. I always
Brussels.
assumed you were in the UK. Okay.
Mm.
Right. So the just to understand again where you're at is there are these two products. There's a big product and a almost like a tryout test the water kind of product.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the way forward for you? Is that the idea that the main push now is to get people involved in the larger iOS app that kind of does everything, and your whole development process is going into that?
Yeah, basically yes. Yeah,
And
there's a few other avenues, but it's a bit more complicated.
Is the synth engine addition to that another kind of huge amount of work in the same way that Pure Data was for the...
Thankfully, no.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. And then in terms of, is there anything else like this on the market? I see lots of people talking about doing this.
There's
stuff.
What's that ring called?
Oh yes. I know what you mean.
The one where you
really
play
simple,
a
you go up
synth
down.
and then move your finger.
Yeah.
But my finger's playing the synth.
Yeah, you need it through your nose, really, or something. Oh yeah, so Kent says I
What's
got
the
one of
name
those
of it?
MIDI rings, which sounds a lot ruder than it should.
Yeah,
so
I want
Kent's got
those
one.
things. What the heck's the name of it?
A
should
Widdy
know this.
ring.
It's not Widdy.
Take a drink.
No Widdy, no drink. Stop cheating.
Sasquatch.
Genki.
Okay. Why just iOS? That's actually a really good point.
Because the audio engine is not possible on Android.
I suppose the other, why can I not run it on my Mac as well? I suppose you can't drag the mic around.
I'm not the developer. Yeah. There's three of us. There's an ideas man, there's a developer, and then there's the music guy. I'm the music guy.
Right.
Technical questions will be passed along.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think, because in terms of Max MSP, you're very much divided into the generators, the processes. Yeah, I'm just trying to. It works. It works best as that. I mean, only if the iOS thing was incapable of processing stuff fast enough, then you could offload it as like a Max MSP engine in something else. But there's loads, I guess. You're only talking about small bits of data, right?
Yeah,
so.
It's not a problem. Yeah.
And when I record stuff, so I've gone on, let's say I'm my parkour. Not that I'm that good at parkour these days, obviously, but I've done my run. I've recorded it all. What have I ended up with? A file. What's in it? It's obviously not a MIDI file. Is it? It's just something that I can replay.
You just hit playback. It's basically just kind of a text file in the background, but you just press play and it just plays everything back from the moment you start it to the moment it stops.
Oh, that's really
It was
cool.
actually built there because when I was trying to work with things, I was sitting there like waving my arms around trying to program stuff. I was like, can we have a function that I can do that once and then tweak things?
Oh,
so the
course.
recording system was built in just so I could do something like that, but it's turned out to be really, really useful.
Oh, it's super cool. Is it? That's the Nueva ring, right? What's the name? Hang on a second.
The Penhancia one.
Is it Penhancia? So behind on all this stuff. Enhancia, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, with the MIDI 2.0 stuff, it just strikes me as perfectly positioned to really come of age. You know what I mean? It's like up until now, open and close the filters or change the the
Yeah.
oscillators or something, you know. But with MIDI 2.0, particularly,
Yeah.
again, that it's the Minority Report. That film must be so old by now. But the idea of kind of chucking things around and doing
Yeah.
that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
even just in education for kids, I think it'd be absolutely awesome.
I'm always going on about the polyphonic aftertouch of the EPS because it's so useful for this because I have so much data to throw at it. That
Oh, I'd forgotten it had polyphonic
Yeah.
aftertouch. That's
Yeah.
years old as well.
yeah,
Such a good keyboard. Wow.
yeah.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Is there any videos of that running? I've got all the videos that you sent. Recommend a video to show.
I hadn't used it for a long time, but then it wasn't until Mirak gave us MIDI that I thought, wait, I can use my MIDI
Right.
gear now.
Right. Let me just see what we've got here.
I don't think I have one with the EPS. Yeah,
Let me just,
certainly not as a highlight. It's very handy. Yeah, wearable MIDI devices. They should be in an adult store. You're not wrong there, Native. Actually, yeah, we have a thing about these. These things are amazing for performances and for performers, but no one's just going to walk out of the house and think, oh, I'll put that on and go walking on the street with it.
No, of course.
But this is why Apple Watch is supported, and the AirPods, the Apple headphones that have sensors in them are supported.
God, just ace. Absolutely is. No, I agree with you. It's not necessarily for making of the music. It's just another
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah. Oh, and also, I'll just quickly spin around. This now unfortunately defunct Bose products, which they went for, these glasses which have sensors in them, and these headphones have sensors in them, and these work amazingly well. These also have compasses built in somewhere in their software, so I can actually generate like looking at the sun or looking at the moon in real time, which is really incredibly powerful to use. But Bose sacked off their idea and sold their IP to, I can't remember if it was Amazon or some other large corporation.
Snapchat, probably.
I'm not sure. But I know that Amazon have some Ray-Ban glasses on there, looking like they're almost ready to come out, which got us very excited until we saw they put a camera in it, and then we saw the reaction to what people were saying, like having a camera in their glasses.
Yeah, and to be honest, it doesn't do that much. It's like this. It's not finished.
No.
The version 3 would be a useful one.
Yeah, neither did these really. They have really small speakers in them.
I got these
which
ones.
They're okay if you're at home. But if you're out and about in a shop or something, then they're almost inaudible.
Oh,
So
really? That
obviously
bad?
The headphones are great for that, of course. So yeah, for wearables, like things like these headphones which have the sensors built in, and again do the like I'm looking at the sun, things like that are incredibly powerful. But
What are you listening to when you're doing that? That has the greatest effect.
Mirac patches.
So you're and just if I'm not listening to what you're listening to, describe it for me. So I look at the sun and what's happening.
I use sun direction or looking at the sun like quite a lot because it's so really it's there in your life all the time.
Yeah.
You
typical...
can open sequences, transpose things, like add extra beats.
This
Anything
is the
you
way
want.
to
This is the
evangelize
thing.
it, isn't it? Yeah. It's hard to just talk about something like this.
Do you want it to do that, or do you want it to go quiet? Do you want to
Yeah.
black out when you look at the sun? It's up to you.
The key is to actually demonstrate this stuff. It's because it is great to talk about it, and it is great to see some of the videos and stuff.
Yeah.
But until you see a demo that goes, people just don't get it. Which one of these would be good to show? The Holonic Source and Holonist, or music from the movement trailer? That one. Let me run this from the beginning. Sorry, here we go.
There's no video.
Oh, idiot. I'm an idiot.
This is... Oh, yeah, okay. This is a full, complete system, like 4 sensors. And the heart rate, the beat is... The clock is her heart. controlling the lighting as well.
Oh man, I didn't realise. I love the heartbeat running.
Yeah.
It's the beat behind it. That's epic.
Yeah. It's really effective to use.
Just incredible. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like I say, it's the most amazing thing we've never heard of before. Just incredible. You just and also I think it's the simple stuff that works best. The heartbeat is epic, and I know when you get close to something, you say, "Oh yeah, and you can do that," and it's amazing. But actually, just a simple heartbeat on a dancer.
Yeah.
Unless you get into a negative feedback loops, then just end up getting quicker and quicker.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh, there you go. Not a dancer, but I want to hook this up to the dog.
Sure. Yeah, I've only got a cat, and there's no chance of me trying that.
Oh,
to another fun.
We don't want that.
There's no point putting on my cat. It's either out of range or asleep.
What's this one?
That's actually a head tracking one.
Okay, let's check this out. As well.
Some set locations were chosen. Some buildings were chosen near Uves in Vancouver.
Uh-huh.
The building locations were added as posture directions, or no, as locations. And then by looking at those buildings, and he's switching the patch.
Okay, let's go. We can't ruin this fantastic thing. Synthetic, thank you very, very much indeed for the $5. Very cool stuff. This video reminds me of Vlad Kreimer's Soma performance with dance. Actually, yes, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Another really quirky, wonderful use of technology. Right. Thank you very much indeed for that. All goes to Great Ormond Street. Oh man. Is that purely the direction or anything to do with what the person's viewing? So that's just geared on...
Yeah, it's just purely the
compass bearing, right.
Longitude, latitude. It could be anywhere, and as long as he can see those three buildings, it works. It doesn't need to be where he is right there. You could use this on a cityscape for like some amazing kind of games.
Yeah, and just like a guided walk around the city. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I had to have a flanged 78 for the plaza.
Just amazing. So if anyone's just joined, this music is being generated based on where the viewer is watching.
The notes will all be generated from like weather conditions as well.
Wow.
In any of these projects, I've never put any notes in them. It's not down to me.
Just incredible. So
okay.
Man.
Are you going to go through the lot?
I'm lost. I'm down the rabbit hole. I'm totally. I think everyone in the chat's down the rabbit hole as well. This is just amazing.
This is using AirPods, and he has a camera on his head. This is Vancouver again. Uwe's a much better cinematographer than myself.
So this is all being sensed from the AirPods.
Yeah, and the phone, because the AirPods don't have GPS.
Yeah,
They don't
okay.
have, like, I've travelled this far.
And the sounds are coming from. Is this?
me
This
rack.
is. No, okay.
The speed changes with the speed.
So roughly how many inputs is going on here then?
For these kind of patches, if there's like 8 from the weather I would use all the time, and then there's probably speed, a longitude latitude box of a kilometre, and then some probably sun and moon, maybe 15, 20.
Wow. So has this has been recorded and then brought back, and you've set the patches afterwards?
No, it's
Or this is internally run on my rack.
It's
sorry.
recording in real time. Yeah.
Just amazing. Andrew Brooks wants to move to Vancouver. I'm with
Yeah, I
you.
know it does look nice, doesn't it?
Ah, it's brilliant. He's just stopped.
Who mentioned the walking patch? Azure Head, yeah. The step rate is also really powerful. It's like the walking version of heart rate.
Just amazing. God, this is incredible. Absolutely amazing. And hello to Juanita Moore. Thank you so much for joining. Again, a previous guest talking about dogs' heartbeats. Again, I'm sure this is right up your street as well. Holonic V. Okay, let's go in the car, shall we? Yeah, Sonic Link saying, what on earth will this show look like in 5 years? Imagine. There's probably a filter that will make me look 5 years older.
Inky, there's no Mirac for Android. There's no audio engines that are anywhere near as powerful enough to do things like this. We wish.
Yeah, another reason to buy a dog for Lulu May. Absolutely. yeah. Sorry, I meant to highlight Inky before. It's I shared that it's just impossible.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
It's not impossible, but for the amount of money it would cost to try and make anything close, it's just simply not worth it. Surfer, random maestro's on fire today. So we've had parkour and now surfers. You guys definitely need to get in touch. Surfing would be incredible.
No ICO, it won't react to gear changes yet. We have been in touch with a few car manufacturers and we'd like access to their
Tesla
they have a little USB plug in the footwell somewhere where you can read all that kind of data. We've been saying, like, can we please use that? Yeah.
Somewhere there is a killer app for this. Because it's all wonderful.
Well,
That's something that you just cannot live without. You know, there's all of this
already
stuff.
people making things like this for your car, but they're all using like sample banks and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
the same.
Separating the triggers from the sound is obviously the
Yeah,
master stroke.
It has
right?
to be made in real time, otherwise it's just nowhere near
Yeah, yeah.
flexible enough for us.
I mean, games and stuff would be incredible, but this is just so cool. My OCD is really annoyed at the fly on the windscreen. I was just gone off the top. Base jumping, yeah.
Yeah. Nice altitude reading from that, yeah.
Can you make some of the get some of the data recordings available, maybe, if people are interested in using them to make their own music. I mean, I'm sure there might be. I mean, I'd love to have a crack, but I'm thinking as if there's people in the chat who just looking at this going, okay, I'd love to take those triggers and just play around with the patches that are being generated from it.
Well, yeah, but the Holonist again just provides you with the sensor data. All the audio here and the patching is all done in Mirac.
Right. Right, so you could play around with Mirac and generate different patching, right?
Yeah. We have a lot of patches on patch storage.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
I think it's called, just look for Holonic on patch storage, and there's a load of Mirac patches on there.
Let me...
I'm struggling with the Mirac, by the way, as well.
What is there a definitive?
I was told by the developer said it's Mirac. So
okay. It's the deluge that does my head in.
Deluge.
The deluge. It's not deluge, it's deluge. Just brilliant. Just absolutely brilliant. What a fabulous thing to be watching. I think there's one more which we really should just finish up with, because I could just watch this stuff for ages. I think it's amazing, and I think people get it when they see stuff like this, because clearly, I mean, you can tell from some of the questions that I'm asking, I don't understand it properly, and I don't understand the difference between some of the levels, and that's after I've kind of chatted with you and looked at it, so it's a little bit of an educational process as well. But like I say, we'll do a decent video that actually dives in head first.
Can I just ask Inky what suit she means?
But lend me a suit. Sensien, I buy iPhone if you lend me a suit. Whoa. I think the world needs to know this. Let's wait to find out what the suit is.
Yeah, come on, what's the suit?
We can wait.
MIDI one.
Or a MIDI suit.
What MIDI suit?
Yeehaw.
Sensual synth suit. Mate, get on it. That sounds amazing. Now I have some haptic feedback in there as well. That would be
she's talking about the 3D capture suit I referenced. Okay, this is from Synthetic. We've missed something from the chat.
Okay.
A 3D, so basically you could have a suit that it's capturing all the sensors.
Okay.
And use that as a recording, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Awesome. MIDI Spanks. Right, back. This is what we need. MIDI underwear. Forget Widdy. Piddy. Something. Got a note, guys. There's 17 views on this stuff. One like. I mean,
yeah, we don't really use YouTube, to be fair. We use Facebook and stuff.
No. But even so, for something just so astonishingly clever, it's got to jump up. What's triggering here? The wind?
Yeah. If it stays static, then you get no beats, no sequences. Just pads built from the directions.
What's hanging there? Is that a phone?
It's just a
square with a sensor on it.
On a business card, yeah.
Nice.
I have the actual one, the famous Holonic wind chime.
Oh, hold that up near the camera again. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely
She's
brilliant.
She's a bit battered by now.
It's just so brilliant.
I leave these things up for days in the summer.
Yeah. How long do the batteries last in them?
Oh, days.
And then you just have to have something with Bluetooth near enough to connect?
Yeah, often a phone or an iPad and a Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Mark, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I'm gonna run this last one once again because it is short and it shows the minority report sensors going on. Oh, maybe it's not that one. Hang on, my favourite movement one has gone. Never mind. We can have Gaz goes full on this. Maybe we should wait. Maybe we should wait for that one. Hold on. Just give me a second. Is that me making that noise?
It's not me.
Yes. Yeah, that's better. Let me just show this one again.
The problem with kites, Paul, is Bluetooth range.
Ah, I was thinking about kites. Right. So this is the one that we've seen before, but worth a repeat, I think. Last call for questions in the chat as well. If anyone has anything else to ask Mark, bear in mind there'll be a follow-up video. Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Cheers.
Oops, there you go.
Adam just mentioned the film stuff. This is something I'll share the video for the next time. And my daughter made an animation, a drawn animation.
Right.
But then for the soundtrack, she danced her own animation, and we recorded. Well, we did it in real time actually, but we basically made a VCV patch, and she danced the audio following the animation that she'd made.
Oh, share that.
So
That's
you could
so
theoretically
cool.
have somebody on set, and
Yeah.
you could see which direction they're facing and if they're moving and stuff, and you could
Yeah.
record that and keep that, and you could keep that to affect your soundtrack right to the last minute of the edit. You could just you could keep that data
In sync. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, even if you're not using it to generate from start, the cue points that people need to take when you're doing, they're manually set. When you're doing a film score, you've got the cues which are not just, shot changes here, footsteps running along, and to have those locked and to be able to choose which ones you use to trigger stuff,
But
a massive
even if they
thing.
chop half of that scene out, it wouldn't matter then.
No,
You
because
could just recreate the audio again.
Your code's in there, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There was another one which Saltic saying, can the recorded data be shared? Yeah, absolutely. So you can save
Yes.
out just the trigger data and change the patches, or
Exactly.
do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And Sonic Link, I agree. Certainly the most enlightening deaths I've seen on any stream. So unaware of this kind of tech. Yeah, it's the unawareness that got me. Synthetic no call-ins today. Oh, something. I actually updated the operating system on the Mac yesterday, obviously because we were going live today. It's only gone up to still like really, really out of date. I'm only ever kind of 2 behind. I'm on. Let's have a look. Catalina. There you go. I've just updated to Catalina. But for some reason, I'm getting announcements coming in. But apart from that, everything works absolutely perfectly. So I can highly recommend an update to Catalina if you haven't done it already.
There's some great comments here. Paul Otola, the VCV, our plugins are in VCV. The Holonic Systems plugins are in VCV. I don't know what the pure data reader is, but we have a suite of plugins for VCV.
I
And
can't
Paul
see.
Torber, if Metaverse tries to litigate your logo, they already did.
Really?
Have you seen their logo? It's like
Yeah.
half of ours. We were like, oh, for
Yeah.
goodness sake.
Yeah. No, someone mentioned it earlier. I didn't want to flag it because
Yeah.
they are quite similar, but
Yeah.
indeed. Yeah, I think it's getting the message out, really. The amount of love in the chat is just crazy.
Yeah.
I was going to say no call-ins. I haven't done any call-ins today, actually, because we're just getting lost in chatting, to be honest. We'll do some next week. Probably it's probably best to call it a day because we've been running for a while and we've done most of the videos, haven't we? Is there anything else that you can suggest that I've missed from your major list?
No, I didn't expect you to go this deep into this.
No, originally we were going to kind of just chat about the higher level stuff, and we haven't really gone very deep. Other than stuff when I've got stuff wrong, you've kindly explained it to me. But it's also worth just listening and watching examples is really the best way, I think, of actually getting it. And that's very obvious, and it's obviously it's also obvious people like going through that. So well, next week we have Ray Malone on, who's an old friend of mine who's gone from basically kind of having a few keyboards and doing some great stuff to building his own amazing studio at home. He's quite into modular as well. He's the guy that called in as a call-in from the Canadian modular fest that was going on, and he was just playing stuff as they were streaming live a couple of 2 or 3 episodes ago. He's an amazing guy, and it's not just modular, so don't let that put you off if you're not into modular. He is brilliant at modular, so do let that excite you if you are. But the whole process of building a studio from scratch, he's got some amazing bits of kit in there. Really good stuff. So that'll be next week. Native VS is planning to go live after this show, I hope.
Nice.
Which will be absolutely marvellous. So if anyone can, I don't think people can paste in a link. Is that a YouTube thing?
Yes.
It is. Okay, so Native VS. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it whilst we're chatting. Don't know if you just quickly talk for a second. Whoops, daisy. Let me just get rid of this. I will find Native VS's link. What's next for you this next couple of weeks?
Well, we'll sort out our next conversation, I guess. We'll find some more videos. There's just a couple of things that we can't mention because there's a few people that are sniffing around, and there's one company in particular who took one part of our ideas and ran with it.
Right. Okay. Oh, we won't.
So it's that kind of the Behringer of sensors.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. I mean, in terms of your role as the music guy within this, does it cross over into the tech a lot? Are you feeding in ideas for things to do? I mean, how does it that actually
I'm
break
just
down?
using it a lot, I guess. So I guess over the past 3 or 4 years, I've worked out what works and what's powerful and what's not so useful, or just keep testing. I just keep building stuff with it and testing it for studio use or mobile use or.
Done an amazing job, absolutely amazing. Okay, Inky's saying she's got a premiere. So let's see. I'm going to now check on Inky the Cat stream because
oh my goodness,
we cannot have
Streamception.
Inky's and natives.
I hope you've got permission to do hardware jams.
Oh, don't start. I'm not sure what's going on. Inky, as the moderator, tell us who's going live next, and. We will see you all next week for another one with Ray Malone, and you will see us within the next, I'd say, 3 weeks with another video, properly kind of going through the possibilities on Holon and Holonic Systems, and actually kind of something that we can edit rather than we can just talk through live. But hopefully that's given you all a good idea of what it does and how it does. I think it's really, really exciting, and it's definitely something that I just want to promote. Nothing to do with the company or anything, but I just think more people will be kind of up for getting involved. The more people that see it, I just think it's one of those things that people haven't really seen enough of. Okay, so Inky was asking Native VS to delay. Well, anyway, if you search Native VS, the plugins won't work. Don't know what that means, Kent. The plugins won't work, but they will work because you'll make them work, because you're Kent Spong. You'll know what's wrong. Can't spawn. Can you tell me what's wrong? I'll fix your plugins. You fix my sense, I'll fix your plugins. All right, thanks everybody. Go check out Native VS and Inky after the show, and see you all here next week. It's been really good. Thank you so much, Mark. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me, Dominic. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely
Cheers, chat,
amazing.
and I'll see you.
Yeah, what a lovely stream. What a lovely stream. Okay, take care, everybody. Thanks very much. Next week with Ray Malone, and we'll get some call-ins as well. So wear your best shirt if you want to dial in and say hello. And thanks, everyone, for all the donations as well. That was absolutely epic. I will update the the charity page. Let everybody know next week how much the last couple of weeks have come to. And yeah, thank you. And we will see you all again next week. All right, take care, everybody. Thanks a lot.
See
Bye
ya.
for now.
Thanks. Bye.
Urbanist connect so with the herb pipe. Link up the harmonized left the termite. But beyond obsolete blessings a birthright. We live a life which a la warming us out worldwide. Cosmic love energy I go herbicide free organically. Me say worthwhile. Watch the way one of you take turquoise in terms of definitions and some termites. Yes, I check the eye. One side is defined by one side the other. I.e. I am an ideas man. I assign too much of the qualities of my child. Who's way back talking like this to me? One is a construct, one is a creativity. The supreme one, all encompassing information in and of itself, most definitely. Another life infinitely, most life infinitely. Beyond the scripture, niceness can be. Blessed be. I continually must pick up a being as the infinity.